Welcome back, guys, to another video. Today we're going through the UGC masterclass. Whether you're a beginner in content creation or you're scaling up all the way to $10,000 a month, this is the presentation for you. I'm doing a full tutorial. This was requested from the members in the community, so I thought I would share it across YouTube to help you guys out. So let's start into it. I will share my screen and we'll dive right in. Perfect. So let's jump right in on the agenda for today. The first thing is intro to UGC, understanding what is user-generated content, the mindset shift, and the expectations that you need to have to scale up to $10,000 per month, building your portfolio, finding and reaching out to brands that need creators and that need content, nailing your first UGC project, scaling strategies to $10,000 per month, and automation and productivity. So let's start with who am I? If you guys don't know me, my name is Simon. In the last 3 to 4 years, I scaled up 2 e-com brands to 200K per month. This is myself, my twin brother and co-founder in Argentina. We're able to travel the world. These are just shipments and some sales. I also sold one D2C brand. You could see my co-founder with my dad shipping out from my garage and me picking up the boxes for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I'm also the founder of Hey Social. In the last 2 years, we paid out $500,000 to creators, and we worked with over 3,000 creators and create 1,000 UGC ads every single month. These are just screenshots of the last 3 months of $21,000 paid out to creators, $73,000, $25,000, and I could just have crazy amounts of screenshots, but I just decided to put the last 3 months. We're also partner in a brand doing over $1 million a month, and you could see the $22,000 days, $8,000 days, $13,000, $17,000, $47,000. These are from our agency of how we work with e-com brands. And a bit more pictures of when we were scaling our brand, a video of us shipping out from our living room, and my co-founder with my dad shipping out from my garage. So let's dive into it. So what are you going to get by the end of this masterclass? Firstly, how to get started with UGC, even if you have no prior experience in building content, how to find brands that pay for UGC, and strategies for scaling your UGC to $10,000 per month. If you stay until the end, I will be sharing with you a curated list of e-com brands that actually are looking for UGC creators. So all you have to do is click the link in my bio. There's going to be a newsletter and you will get it automatically. Now, UGC fundamentals. So what is UGC? UGC is just content created by real users and used by brands mostly for advertising purposes. So brands use this type of content to scale on Meta, on Instagram, or on TikTok. Now, UGC has been a shift in marketing strategy since 2021 when we started, and it's how brands now approach marketing. They focus on authenticity. 70% of consumers trust UGC over traditional ads because it's more relatable and it's obviously more real. And for creators, UGC allows you to work with brands without needing a big following. Traditional influencer marketing, you need 500,000 followers and then brands pay you $10,000 for a post or a story or whatever it might be. And if you want the link on the survey of all these stats, I linked it below. Now, earnings potential of UGC. So I really just went into the PayPal and I just went to one of the creators that we have and how much we paid out over the last 12 months. And we paid out to this creator, and I blurred her name, but it starts with K and ends with I. And we paid out to her $16,200 in the last 10-ish, 11 months. So you could see that it's consistent. This averages out to about $1,600, $1,700 extra dollars per month. And this is only from our UGC agency. So just imagine from her other brand deals, from her other organic posts, if she's doing TikTok shop, the opportunities are really endless. And this is just the amount of money on a small scale that I went randomly into the PayPal and took out a creator that we worked with for, I think, over the last 2-3 years. Consistent income. So UGC allows you to earn money while doing what you love, making content and without relying on a huge following. It's scalable and it's consistent income compared to other side hustles like TikTok Shop, which is a very good side hustle, but you have to chase virality. Drop shipping, copywriting, all these other things are much harder to scale and demands a lot more time compared to UGC. If you could lock in a brand deal for 3-4 months and then you get a content wheel going, it's very consistent. And this is what I like about UGC, and this is why a lot of creators want to get into it, just because it's reliable. Now, this is a very, very important section: mindset and expectations. So let's go into it. So the 0 to 10K journey. Understand it's a marathon, not a sprint. So do things right, step by step, build your foundation, and like I like to call it, brick by brick. Focus on building consistent habits. Review your content, learn from different people, watch YouTube videos, read articles, read UGC blogs. All this will help you create consistent habits, and with time, you will make your first money with UGC. So your first deals might be small, but it builds the momentum for bigger deals and to build relationships with different brands. Now, 90 days is what I've seen creators go in about, that they could actually change their financial situation in 90 days. This doesn't mean that you're going to be making 40, 50K a month, but an extra $5,000, $4,000 every month helps out. So focus on learning, be consistent, build your habits, and remember, brick by brick. Now, sorry for the bad drawing, but this is what I call the motivation timeline. So after you watch this video, you will probably be around somewhere around here. You're currently around here, you're building excitement, and this is the excitement phase. That after this video, you're going to be very excited to really be motivated to start and to outreach to brands and to create your content. But after the excitement phase, I call it the valley of disappointment. This is where you lose excitement and you start saying, like, damn, this is hard. I have to outreach to brands, I have to create good content, I have to review, I have to be organized. There's so much things that go on. And then you will hit a point where you're getting rejected from brands, content is not working, whatever it might be, you're going to get stopped and you're going to have a lot of challenges. And this is what I call the this sucks phase. You will be ready to give up. But I put this line right here because if you could overcome this phase, it will be paying off in the long run. So motivation and time, and over the long run, you're going to see the consistency pays off and you're just going to go back up and reach your goal. So if there's one thing you could get from this section for mindset, is take a screenshot of this graph, print it out, and just remember and be prepared that once the excitement phase ends, you're going to go down, you're going to hit a low point where this sucks, but that's when you have to keep going. And this is why I put the line here, because most people give up right here. Okay? So these are some of the challenges that you will face. Imposter syndrome. Am I good enough? Do brands really want to work with me? Brands are going to say no. So that is a fear of rejection. You are going to get rejection. They're going to be like, we don't need at this moment more content. Whatever the case may be, you're going to go through rejection. At the beginning, you're going to have inconsistent income, right? You're going to have one-off deals. Brands are not going to want to renew. And you're going to go through like, I only made $300 this month or every 3 weeks, and it's not as consistent as I would like. Just stick to it and it will get better. So solutions to each challenges. So for the imposter syndrome, just set clear daily and weekly GPS. GPS is what I call, and I will show you in an example, is just what I would like to accomplish for the week. My opportunities, maybe my problems, the strengths that I have, whatever it might be. Just clear goals. And for example, the goal shouldn't be I want to hit 10K a month, but I want to outreach to 50 brands this week, or I want to outreach to 5 brands. I want to create 5 good pieces of content. These are actionable goals because you could actually control that. You can't control the output, which is the 10K, but you can control your inputs, and your inputs will equal the output. Then celebrate your small wins. This helps you stay motivated. Every time you have a small win, a brand says, you know what, we're going to try out your content. We want 3 pieces of content. We'll give you $400. Perfect. It's a small win. Take a few minutes to celebrate it and get back to work. Build a support system. Very important. Join communities like the one we have. Join groups, Facebook groups, mastermind, WhatsApp groups, whatever it is. If you have friends in the industry that are creators, build a support system, because when you are in the "this sucks" phase, you will see that these people will help you, especially if they're more advanced than you. They're going to be like, I've been there, I did this, and you could get actual valuable input from their failures. Now, let's dive into your UGC portfolio. So very, very important. And your UGC portfolio should have a collection of your work. It should help you stand out from the competition, and it should build trust with brands. So why did I choose this specific Canva portfolio? So I like Canva. Canva, you could create some very nice portfolios. But like I'm going to show you in the next few slides, a portfolio like this is just too much info for the brand. The brand doesn't want to go through your, for example, who am I, what's in this guide, an overview. Like, they don't want to go through this, right? They just want to see your work, if you have metrics, and where they could reach you. That's the most important. So that's why Canva is good, but I will give you a tip on how to simplify this, how to consolidate this, so that you could have a very good portfolio that stands out. And these are the portfolios that we use when we pitch brands creators. And this is the portfolio that we saw works. So how does this portfolio and what does it include? Your personal projects, so UGC samples. Niche down, so focus on certain categories. For example, when you're starting out, just focus on like 1 or 2 niches: beauty and hair care or whatever, skincare, right? Niche down, because if you have beauty, tech, this is just too much. It's very overwhelming. So niche down, it's way better. And have different examples of your content, whether it's green screen, whether it's a skit, whether it's just you doing a product testimonial, whether it's TikTok trends, whatever it might be. Show diversity in your content. Now, these are winning portfolios. So the way that we present, very, very simple. We use a Notion page, and we have the photo, so your photo, and then your age bracket, the content that you create, your demographic, your gender, and your industry. These are all things that brands are looking for. And we know this for a fact. We've worked with over 300 brands at this point. So this is what they are looking for. And at the bottom, you could just embed some different examples. For example, like the beauty UGC, and I just put a video of the creator. Something else very important is the call to action. So don't just have your portfolio with just examples. They need to be able to reach you. So make it effortless for brands to reach you. What I like to do, what we do, is sometimes a type form embed, like what brand are you, and then email or phone number, whatever it might be. You could choose different questions. I wouldn't have more than 2 to 3 questions. And you could have it like this, embedded on Notion. Or if you want something more effortless, just have the email somewhere here. Like, you could contact me at, and you have your email, you have your phone number, whatever outreach method, but I would do email or phone number. But this is good ways for you to understand who the brand is, what they're looking for, and then get a contact info so that you could reach out to them. And for them, it's like effortless. Now, finding the right brands to work with. So where do you find brands? So there's obviously TikTok, IG, Twitter, social media platforms. You could go on Twitter and just write UGC opportunities, and then you will see a lot of people asking for UGC creators in this space, whatever it is. You might see that it is a bit all over the place. Something that I found very good is just UGC portfolio on the Twitter search bar. And then you will see that a lot of creators are actually responding to people looking for UGC creators. And that's why the portfolio is a very good name, because they're like sending their portfolio in the comment section. So a very good way to look at it. Next is Instagram. So I'm sure you already have brands in mind that you want to work with, that you like. All you have to do is search them up on Instagram, click the suggestion, and you will see a bunch of brands popping up. So another good way of finding out brands, if you're very new, just type a brand that is very well known. For example, Peach and Lily or Miley's Cosmetic, whatever it might be, and look at the suggestion, and you're going to see a bunch of different brands pop up, and you could start building your portfolio of brands that you want to outreach to, or your list, this way. Now, another good way is when you have the brand that you want to work with, that you want to outreach, that you want to add to your list, go to the Facebook ads library. I input the link here, and just type in the brand name, and you will see that if they are running ads that has creators in them, for example, they're running 14 ads, 2 of them are already with creators. So that means that they are actually actively searching for creators or working directly with creators. So this gives you a good pinpoint of that they are using creators, that they are interested in it. And it's a very good checkbox that you could use to make sure that they're actually looking for creators, right? It's possible that you write a brand name here and then only static images show up, which is more studio photos and whatnot. So maybe it's not the right fit. So this gives you a good way of telling if they're actually using UGC creators. Remember, when you are looking for your brands, focus on your niche. Don't go for tech and then beauty and then clothing and then pet. Just stay in beauty and then build your list out with beauty brands. Now, there's 2 methods to do the outreach, and this is outbound. So there's the targeted method, and that is finding emails from specific people in that brand and building your list that way. So I labeled here a few tools that you can use that are free, and this will help you get the email address of that specific person. So what you could do is you have 5 to 10 specific brands that you want to work with, and then I will show you right now how to actually find their email. So let's take this brand as an example. You go on LinkedIn and you type in the brand name, for example, Beauty Pie, and then you will go to the people section. From the people section, you will look for keywords. These keywords could be head of brand and social activation, which is activating creators, head of influencer marketing, social media strategist, influencer marketing, and strategic talent partnerships. So these are all good people and good keywords. And these are the people that you will find their email. So what you're going to do is you're going to sign up to hunter.io, very easy sign up. And you will go to the section of Finder, find email by name. You will copy the name. For example, I took this one, Marcia Kilgore, and you will paste it. And then you will put in their domain, which is beautypie.com. That is their official website. And you will click find. And then from there, you will see that their email pops up, and you have about 50 or 100 free credits. But if you use all the different tools, you will be able to build a very good list. So for example, you have this one, you could copy it and you could input it into your Excel so that you could start outreaching. So that is how you do the target method. Now, the scripts to use for the targeted method are as follow. So the subject, from a bunch of different variations that I've seen, these are the best ones. Content that converts for the brand name, and content creator for brand name. Very simple, but very targeted, and it speaks exactly of what the email is about. Then the body will go something like this. My name is Simon, and I'm a UGC creator who specializes in beauty. I saw your ad and mentioned something, a creative that you saw. So if we take the example of for example, this be like, I love the hook, for example. I love the hook, how she put the patches on her face. And you will mention something specific about their brand. And then you will put 3 dots and you would say, I would improve on, and then give something constructive feedback. I would improve on the call to action because it doesn't direct people to a sale, to a link, or whatever it might be. Just something that you think is valuable feedback for the brand. Then in the body, you will also include a case study. I recently created content for that brand and helped them generate X amount of views or sales. Now, if you have no case study, you can say something like, I'm already experiencing creating content for brands like, for example, if we're using Pitch and Lily, I can send over examples. So this is not really a case study, but it's like, I'm an experienced content creator and I know how to create content for brands like yours. right? And then the call to action is, let me know if you're interested. I can send over examples. Do not send like, do you want to work with me, or thing that is very, very like direct, more of like, hey, do you want to see examples, right? Not book a call, just would you like to see examples? Do not send your portfolio link in the first email. It could be marked as spam. So this is the targeted method outreach template that you guys could use. You guys could play around with it, but this is what I've seen work best. Now, once you send your first email, you're going to follow up 1 to 2 times over the next 4 days. So for example, after you send the initial email, you'll follow up after 2 days 1 time. And then after that, maybe the next day right over, you follow up again. And the follow-ups are very simple. First follow-up will go something like this. Hi, name. I just wanted to know if I can send over a few examples. That's it. You don't need to pitch more. Like if they've seen your email and they didn't respond, maybe they were busy throughout the day. This just gives like a good follow-up. Never use the word follow-up or I'm checking in. It's like very salesy. Just, hey, I just wanted to know if I can send over a few examples. Now, the second follow-up after that is either just a question mark or how should we proceed from here? These are very good because the question mark is very like it hits the person like looking at the email. They're like, what? They just sent me a question mark. Or how should we proceed from here? You're giving the ball on their court. Like, what do you want to do? Right? So these are very good follow-ups that I've seen. And about 1 to 2, you guys could go more, but I wouldn't go more than 3 or 4. And over a span of 7 days is good. Now, the good thing about the targeted method is that this method, you can hit them from different platforms. You could go on their Instagram pages, you could DM them, you could post a comment like, I love this work, I created a video for you. You could go on Twitter and tag them and upload a video that you created for them. You could go on LinkedIn and do the same. So this method allows you to really dive into that specific brand. You can even order the product, create a video for them. You Amazon Prime the product, you have it the next day, you create a good video, and then you start tagging them on Twitter. You message them on Instagram, you comment, hey, I created a video for you that could boost your sales, whatever it might be. It's a very good method. Now, some terminology that you guys could use in your emails or when you're commenting or you're doing a next post on LinkedIn post is this UGC video will help you decrease your CPA, cost per acquisition. What is the cost that they're getting to acquire a customer, or increase hook rate, or lower CAC, which is basically customer acquisition cost. This and this is the same thing, just different terminology. And brands love this terminology because you understand that they're looking for sales, right? So that is something that is very good for the targeted method because you're really like diving into specific brands that you want to work with and you want to get contracts with. Now, next up is the volume play. This is honestly, I think, the better method if you're just starting out because it's good for building momentum. So you take a list of 50 to 100 emails, different brands, or from one brand, you take a few emails from there, whatever it might be, but you build your list of 100, maybe 200, even 300, and then you send a template email, which is less customization and just more volume. And it goes something like this. You could use the same subject lines as the targeted method, but you will do something along these lines. Hi, name. I'm Simon, a UGC creator specializing in creating engaging content that drives conversion. I've helped brands across the industries that you've worked with to boost their visibility through authentic, results-driven content. You could even incorporate in here the words that I told you, like lower CAC, decrease customer acquisition cost, whatever it might be. You could include that terminology here. You would insert your case study. I've already worked with Y brand and got them X results, X amount of sales, whatever it might be. Let me know if I can send over my portfolio. Thanks. So we're still ending with the same thing. The only thing that changes is that this is less targeted. So you're not like doing constructive feedback like the targeted method, and you're just doing more of a volume play. Now, some automations to use when you're doing your volume play, because you will need to actually get, as you're doing volume, you don't want to be marked as spam. So what you're going to need is Namecheap. You will need to set up a new domain and Instantly for the outreach. Now, this is a section in itself that I could spend 45 minutes on like building the automations and the emails and domains, but I just wanted to do a quick overview of the platforms. So if we go into here, you could go to Namecheap and you will get a registered domain. So something like, if I'm a content creator, I could just write Simon UGC and see if something is available. So for example, we'll see if there's anything available. SimonUGC.com is available for $11 a year. I would buy this and then I would create a email with, for example, info@simonugc.com, and I will set it up on Instantly. Now, Instantly is a outreach tool. You could find a full 25-minute video from here. But if you guys want me to dive into this section way more, just comment below and I'll do a full video on it. But a very important section. It's honestly very straightforward. You buy a domain, you connect it instantly, you upload your Excel list of the emails with their first name, and you send out your emails, and it will do it automatically, so you don't have to sit there and press send every single time. So that's the quick overview of platforms. And again, if you want a full video on this, just comment and I will be sure to do it. Now, the next section is, how do you get brands reaching out to you? So this takes a bit more time, obviously more effort, but on the long run, this is the way that you guys have to do. And this is just by building your IG or your TikTok profile. I inputted a profile here that does it very well, and I'm sure she gets some brand deals from her Instagram or her TikTok. And what you're going to do is you're going to do reels. So reels about your story of why you're starting UGC or what you've done with UGC, and you're going to pin it at the top of your profile. So this allows brands, when they're looking for creators or the social media person is looking for creators, they could see the pin post first, and it's like why you're doing UGC, how you helped other brands to create conversions or create sales, and you would just pin it because that's the first video that you want them to see, and it explains well your story. Then just create videos like this, product testimonials, different videos of showcasing your work like she's doing, different product demos. There's a bunch of ways that you guys could go about this, but just creating normal videos like if they were UGC for brands, but just to put on your profile to grow your profile on IG or TikTok. The next important thing is having a link in bio, obviously with a Stan Store, a link tree, whatever it might be, just so that brands could click and they could either see your examples, they could see where to outreach to you. Your email is in your bio. I like having the email like somewhere around here. You can email me for collabs. Make sure your DMs are open. This is just less effort for the brand to come and try to find you from all these different angles. And it's just right there. They see your email, they can message you right away. So like I said, a long-term strategy, but definitely on the long run, this is what you want to do. And another way is when you guys are doing the targeted method with you're building your actual profile on IG or TikTok, you could create videos for other brands and tag them. So if this is like a skincare brand that you want to work with, for example, Peach and Lily, you would tag them like video I made for Peach and Lily. And that's a very good way of getting the attention of the brand on your profile. Now, another way of getting brands is just signing up to Creator Marketplace. So you can do this on Clip, on #paid, Hey Social, which is like UGC agencies, Coley. There's a bunch. So you guys could sign up there and get more exposure for brands that want to hire creators for UGC content. Now, nailing your first UGC collab. This is when you've outreached to brands, you got your first brand collab, they paid you X amount of money. What do? So firstly, what are the brand's needs? So you need a clear idea of the brand's goal, the messaging, and the product feature. There's a few ways that you can go about this. You could ask for the brand book. You could do your own research. You could go on Amazon, check the product description, input it to ChatGPT. You could also ask for the brand to do a quick 15 to 30 minute onboarding call where you have your list of questions about what are your goals for this content creation campaign, what is the messaging that you want to promote, any sales that you want me to put in the call to action, what are some product USPs or features. USPs is unique selling propositions, and this is very valuable. Brands will actually like that you're doing this much research and you're this involved in the creative strategy for your content. Now, production basics, this is very important because you want your content to come out with quality. So film using your iPhone, we require all content to be filmed in 1080p and 60 frames per second. In the settings on the camera, you'll be able to see this 1080p at 60 frames per second. You can just go to camera settings and change the record video to this if it's at 4K, because if it's at 4K, it will be a big file and they can upload 4K. IG Reels, TikTok, they don't allow 4K, it's 1080p. And make sure HDR is off because it gives kind of that contrast and it's not a good way of looking. Now, for the lighting, natural light is always best. In front of the windows are always a good move. But if you do not have like natural light, you could use just a ring light. It works very, very good. And these work very good for face-to cameras. Then your audio. So when you're recording the voiceovers or you're recording your video, make sure that you're clear, the pronunciation is good, and be careful of noise in the background. For example, if your window's open, cars are passing by, you have a big fan going, you have kids running around, this is like going to disturb all the audio. So make sure the audio is good. And then the location is very good. So I have two examples here. Clean background when you're shooting your face to camera shots, right? You're showing the product, but look at this on the right. The location is all messy. It's like she just moved in. It's super distracting. It's not a clear and good way of filming your content. So be mindful of messy backgrounds. Then make sure you're always recording in the safe zone. Make sure your face is centered in the safe zone for IG and for TikTok, because if you're on the right of the frame, it's going to be cut off. They're going to see the heart emojis, the comment section, and you don't want that. Now, your pricing and scaling for UGC collabs. So the best pricing structure that I found is the following. One video starts at around $100 to $150. 3 videos you could bundle at $400, 5 videos at $625. Obviously, these are not concrete. You could do whatever you're comfortable with, but if you're just starting out, these are very good average industry UGC videos. Now, every time you are creating your content, make sure you offer the raw files in a folder and offer the usage rights in perpetuity. Brands do not want to pay long-term for usage rights. So make sure you just give them. It provides more value and it makes you stand out of all the other creators. Now, there's different add-ons that you can do. So if they require you to go to a restaurant or a different location, that could be an add-on that you can charge depending on your time. They could pay your Uber. I know we've done that in the past. So it's just depending on the brand's needs. If you need to buy props, right? If you're doing a birthday party, you need to buy plates or candles or whatever it might be, you could just charge them directly to reimburse you, or you could charge them a bit extra and then you keep the difference. If you need to involve a friend, a partner, your kid, that could also be time consuming. You have to coordinate a lot. So it's better that you just charge up front for that. Depending the range, like let's say you're doing one video on $150 and they're requiring you to have a friend, you could charge an extra $100. That seems about what we are seeing with the prices. And then if they want extra hooks, $50 per hook. If you want a different call to action, or they want 5 different call to actions, for example, it could be $25, or you could bundle it around this type of structure. Now, for scaling, what do you need? So let's say you did your first content campaign, you provided the videos. What you're going to do is you're going to discuss with the brand what their needs are, right? How much content do they need? Do they need consistent packages? You have to emphasize like what is your goals, right? You really have to understand their goals, right? So emphasize the ROI of the brand for them creating content with you, right? You could remind them that it's not just about the engagement, but I'm here to drive you sales. You could use metrics from your first project. Like you could see my video, it got a lower cost per acquisition. It got a higher hook rate. If I would have done this differently, we could do that in the next content campaign, whatever it might be. Emphasize the ROI of the brand. They care about dollar signs, and money, right? So this is something that you really have to nail down when you're speaking to them, and ask for feedback. What can I do better, right? Follow up with the brands. If you deliver the content and they're not answering, email them. Try to reach out to the person, your point of contact that you were speaking to. So all this is going to help you to scale your content payouts, right? Every single month. You could also offer seasonal and event based. Hey, I could do something for Halloween. I could do something for Thanksgiving. I'll put a package that I'll do a full Q4 content campaign for you at $300 for 3 videos, for example. And you could offer them. This gives you cash. They're going to like this. They always need content for these types of Q4 events. So this is something that you should definitely put in. And then leverage these case studies to put into your portfolio. Ask the brand of how my video did, follow up with them. Can I have screenshots of the ads in the ads manager? I want to see how much spent it got, what the metrics were, the hook rate, the video hold. These are all important metrics that you would need to put in your portfolio. And at the end, when you're done everything, and for example, you guys are parting ways, just ask for a referral. A lot of them, brand owners have different brand owner friends, and they're more than willing, if you did very good work for them, to refer you. Some Q&As that you are going to have is, what if I do all this and brands reject me? It's part of the process, right? There's nothing really I can tell you to really motivate you more. It's just remember that it's part of the process. You're going to be in that this sucks phase. So just remember to continue your outreach strategy to improve your portfolio. And remember that creators have the power. There are a lot more brands looking for quality content creators than the inverse. So you are, for example, the prize for them if you are seasoned and have quality content. Now, how do I overcome if my video didn't perform, it got no sales or low engagement? Just try to get as many metrics as possible from the brand. Ask them the hook rate and see exactly where it flopped. For example, if the hook rate was 10-15%, understand, like, what could I have done better in the hook? Do you think I should have put something more weird? I should have started maybe with face to camera instead of just showing the product. It would have been more engaging. So study your content like in and out, right? And if you have a top performing content, even better, study it and understand why this style worked, what you can experiment in different areas, how you can create the next piece of content relatable to what the success was from the previous one, and make sure to keep testing, right? Brands are going to ask you for different styles of content, whether it's green screen or TikTok trends, whatever it might be. Understand maybe your style of content is just product demonstration, right? It's just B-roll and a trending song, or it could be a product review, like you just speaking in front of the camera. That could be work well for you. You're going to find your way and you're going to find the content style that fits you best. So remember to keep experimenting, ask for metrics, and study the top performing content. Break down every single part. Take your video on one side, an Excel sheet on the other, and lay out every single 5 seconds, like what happened, what was the B-roll, what was the A-roll, what did I say here, what could have I improved? Do you think I could put more emotion in the hook? Can I have done something more scarcity and urgency in the call to action? All this, studying your content, is going to help you create better content on the long run. Now, thank you. I want to remind you to be patient with this, be consistent, stay authentic, do not be salesy, focus on building relationship with these brands, asking them what their needs are. It's always about them and how you can help them make more money. So thank you for being around. I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember to subscribe. I come out with 1 to 2 videos weekly on content creation, on UGC, TikTok Shop, or my past experience in business. I'll see you guys on the next one.